I have no regrets. Yes, there have been moments in my life when I wished I never made the mistakes that I've made. There have been many days that I've cried and I just thought that I made the biggest mistakes of my life. Having regrets doesn't make the situations better. You just have to learn from them. You have to know that having regrets doesn't make any situation better. In fact, it brings you down to your lowest. You start to think less of yourself because of all of the bad decisions you may have made in your life. As I got older, as I grew within myself, I started to realize that the things that have happened in my life had to be. Even if I didn't want it to be that way, it had to be. Do I have regrets? Absolutely not. Have I made mistakes? Every single day. We all have to make these mistakes. You can't get away from mistakes. We're not perfect, but we should be aiming for perfection. To be able to live your life every day, knowing that throughout life, things are gonna go different ways all the time. It doesn't mean that you have to wake up every morning doubting and thinking, what could go wrong? What's wrong with things just being right for the moment? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being positive? What's wrong with just looking at things for what they are? We cannot go through our lives feeling guilty about certain things that we had no control over. We can't go through life thinking we are less because we made a mistake. It was never our intent to make the mistake, but the mistake was made. You feel that you are the guilty one. You feel that you did something so bad. You feel that the world will look at you different now because you made a mistake. There are mistakes that are very bad, and some that you just can't come back from. But there are many more mistakes that you can ultimately learn from. You should never have a regret about making things come out that you never meant for it to come out the way it did. You should never have a regret because you didn't make it to a position that you wanted to make on time. You should never have a regret that you didn't get the promotion that you felt that you deserve when you know you worked so hard. Doesn't matter how you feel at the moment. It's what you do at the moment that counts the most. It's how you build on the things that you have in your possession right now. Maybe you didn't get that promotion. Maybe you didn't get the big house that you wanted. Maybe you had to settle for the job that you have right now, and you wish you had made a better decision in your life. We can never predict our future, but we live each and every day for a better day and a better future. Don't go thinking throughout your life that your first name starts with regret. Don't go through life thinking that you're better than someone else when everybody out here is learning something from everyone else. Whether it's good or bad, we are all students of life. We can't go through life thinking that we're better We can't go through life thinking that we're not human. We can't go through life thinking that we cannot make mistakes. Mistakes are a part of living. And you should never be feeling that you have to be regretful for things that maybe you just had no control over. Maybe you lashed out, said the wrong thing to a loved one that you really didn't mean. Maybe you said something that really didn't matter, but it mattered to someone else. Sometimes the words that we say to people can hurt so bad. Maybe these people don't want to hear the truth. Who says that you have all the answers? Who says that you are the smartest one in the room? But you should never feel regret. Maybe you don't always have the right words. Maybe you don't walk a certain way. Maybe you don't talk a certain way. Or maybe you don't even look a certain way. But why should you be regretful for being who you are? Ladies and gentlemen, none of us are gonna be 100% every single day. None of us are gonna always wake up with a smile on our face every single day. Why? Because that's just what life is. Life is always gonna challenge us. Life is gonna always come after us. But life is a beautiful gift, and we all got to live it every single day. But don't live it feeling regret. Don't live it thinking less. Don't live it thinking because you made a mistake or you did something you know you shouldn't have done, but you did it anyway. But did you do it intentionally? Were you thinking clearly when you did it? Were you acting on your emotions? Some of us will never know the intent of others. Some of us will never even understand why we do what we do as individuals. But make sure, whatever you do in your life, be the best human being you can be. You'll never be 100%. You'll never be perfect in this lifetime. But you will learn, and you will live, and you will grow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have regrets, but I can't hold on to them. This is why I say I have no regrets. You may have regrets, but sooner or later you have to turn them off and get rid of them. Because no matter what you have done in your life, you can never get it back. There have been many days that I've wished I have made a better choice in my life. There have been days that I've wished I've said the right thing at the right moment at the right time, but I didn't. There have been times that I wish I made a better career choice, but who says that I didn't? Maybe at the moment in my life, I felt a regret. Maybe there was a moment in your life when you felt a regret. But what you gonna do now? What are you gonna do about the regret? Regret means you wish you could, you should have, but you didn't. But that doesn't mean that you cannot carry on and continue to do better with your life. Never have a regret. Have an understanding. Make better decisions. They say as you get older, you should get wiser. But wisdom comes with a price. Because you're gonna have so many things that you must endure. And you may not be ready for it, but you got to be ready for it. You see, ladies and gentlemen, that's the decision making that we all must be prepared to make. We must be prepared to know that things are going to happen in our lives each and every day, and you got to make a certain decision. That doesn't mean you got to rush it, but you got to be prepared to do what is right across the board. And even if you don't do the right thing, and you know you've given it all you had, you know you had no intention of hurting someone, you know within your heart, if you could be better, if you can fix it, you would do it today. So before you make certain drastic decisions in your life, make sure you know exactly what you are getting yourself into. Make sure you know that you're gonna do your very best to do what is right. Make sure you know that even if it doesn't work out and you've given it everything you had, don't have any regrets. Just learn, build, and grow from it.